A very healthy morning to all my class 7 students. Today we'll be revising our poem Mirror, written and composed by the poet Sylvia Plath. First of all, I'll be reading the poem once again for you, and then we'll be discussing the B part of it as we have discussed the A part earlier. So let us read the poem once. I am silver and exact. I have no preconceptions. Whatever I see, I swallow immediately, just as it is, unmisted by love or dislike. I am not cruel, only truthful, the eye of a little god, four-cornered. Most of the time I mediate on the opposite wall. It is pink with speckles. I have looked at it so long. I think it is a part of my heart, but it flickers. Faces in darkness separate us over and over. Now I am a lake. A woman bends over me, searching my reaches for what she really is. Then she turns to those liars, the candles or the moon. I see her back and reflect it faithfully. She rewards me with tears and an agitation of hands. I am important to her. She comes and goes. Each morning, it is her face that replaces the darkness. In me, she has drowned a young girl, and in me, an old woman. Rises toward her day after day like a terrible fish. In me, she has drowned a young girl, and in me, an old woman. Rises toward her day after day like a terrible fish. So let's now move on to the B part which we are going to revise today, that is explain the following in detail. Let's get started with question number 1. Most of the time I mediate on the opposite wall. It is pink with speckles. I have looked at it so long. I think it is a part of my heart. So we have to explain these lines. The mirror faces a pink wall with speckles on it. Most of the time, no one looks into the mirror, so all it reflects is the pink wall that seems to have become a part of it. Now move on to question number 2. The mirror has been personified in the first stanza and endowed with human qualities. Though it is just an inanimate thing, mention 2 points that indicate that it has been personified. Answer to question number 2 is 2 things that show mirror is personified are whatever I see, I swallow immediately, just as it is unmisted by love or dislike. Most of the time, I mediate on the opposite wall. Let's see now question number 3. The mirror considers itself very powerful and truthful like the eye of a little god. Do you think the viewpoint has been conveyed effectively by the poet? Yes, definitely it has been conveyed effectively by the poet because the mirror is impartial like a god. It reflects only what it sees. It is neither affected by love nor dislike. It reflects honestly and faithfully the true image, only what it sees in front of it. Now let's move on to question number 4. In me, she has drowned a young girl, and in me an old woman rises towards her day after day like a terrible fish. Elucidate. So we have to explain this thing. Let's see the answer. The woman has been seen herself as a young girl in her reflection earlier, and she imagines that the young girl's image will last always. That is why it says she has drowned, because she expects the same image to rise to the surface. But contrary to this, what comes to the surface like a terrible fish is her current face. Yes, the face of an old woman which she really dislikes. She wants only the young girl's image, her previous face, which she used to see when she was a young girl. So these were the answers to your B part. I hope you all must have understood. So just go through them once, learn thoroughly, and till then keep attending your classes regularly. So stay safe and have a nice day ahead.